How you doing?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh,
that's a lie. That's such a lie.
That's all right.
I'm better now that it's Saturday.
Yeah, it is.
Good luck enjoying this tomorrow.
I know. Listen, it's been a week, but we're here.
We are here.
God damn!
How you doing?
I'm doing good. You want to hear my goddamn?
Obviously.
Well, yes, just last week,
Yep.
you had a rat in your car.
Oh my God. What happened to you?
And I was like, Irish Spring, dumbass. Like
That'll keep them away. You did
everyone
say
knows.
that.
Everyone knows how to keep rats out of your engine. Idiot,
Yeah.
or whatever I said. You know.
Do you?
I
so
Brandon went to change my oil.
Uh-huh.
And he came over and he had like 2 handfuls of what looked like avocado pits.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what the fuck is that? And he goes, they're lemons. They were all shriveled up and dried up. Apparently I had some rats, some rats.
Oh my God.
Living in my engine who've been collecting our fucking lemons off the tree and storing them in there. He had 9 lemons. And
Rats
I was like,
collect things and bring them back
I don't
to
know.
their burrow?
What else would it be, Stace? I don't know. I'm hoping
What
it's a
else
rat.
Would it be
I
a
don't
squirrel?
know.
I don't know. Do squirrels like lemons?
I don't know. Can a squirrel carry a lemon?
Squirrels can carry nuts in their cheeks.
Yeah, but a lemon's big.
Lemon's pretty big.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think it's a rat.
I don't know. I feel like a
Rats
rat.
can't hold things except for like cheese and nuts.
Yeah, but I
in
feel
front
like a
of their
rat
face
would
while
just
they eat
like
it.
wheel it, you know? Like rats are smart.
Oh, actually, that's a really good point. How the fuck did a rat wheel it up into your engine compartment?
I don't fucking know.
I don't think that's it.
But I was like, did you get them all? And he said no. They're
There's
just
a bunch
in there.
more in there.
He's like, no, I couldn't reach them. I was like, all right, cool.
Well, it's not like
Do
your
you think
lemon
it's
tree is
okay?
so big that you're parking under it and they're falling in there.
No.
Because it's like, it's close, but it's on the other side.
Do not park under a tree.
Yeah.
At all.
No.
I don't know how they got in there. So then I was like, well, do you think it's a bad idea to take the top off my Jeep? Because then they'll get into the inside of it, like Stacey's.
You're going to have
And
so many lemons.
He was like, no, they'll be fine. And so I was like, okay, I trust everything you say. And we took the top off, and I may or may not still have a rat in my engine, leaving little lemons.
You're going to have to pay attention if you start seeing rat shit everywhere. Or
Yeah.
if, you get in
I
your
will.
car in the morning and you just get a whiff of, the cockroach lady's house. That's how I knew something was afoot.
Yeah.
Because I got in my car. There was a lady who used to live across the fucking trailer park from me. And you could smell her house on a hot day from the street.
That's so gross.
It's so gross. And she has so many cockroaches. But evidently also rats because that's the smell of rat shit. To me, it smells like cockroach lady's house.
Yeah.
Sorry if anybody has cockroaches. Love you. You should get
Love
some
you.
smoke bombs.
You should, yeah.
I'll help you. If you need help, let me know.
Take care of it.
I'll send you a 20
Try
for a
to.
fogger.
Yeah, right? Well, then this morning, first of all, I do check every morning when I get into the Jeep now because there's always little different footprints in it.
Oh, yeah. You do have that problem out there.
There's usually some dew or whatever, right, on the center console thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can see little footprints. It's usually a cat, but sometimes it's a raccoon.
I think we need to set up a camera out
A
there.
fucking trail cam on the Jeep.
Yeah, I have extra security cameras from when the kids were little that we use for baby cams.
Right.
So we should just plug one up, and every time you park, you just set it up and then take it down.
And just see who visits.
Well, I think so, because it does that records when any movement happens, and then
Yeah.
it stores it for you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Right?
This morning, I went out there to leave, and I saw a little bit of movement, because I don't close my door or anything, so it's kind of quiet just getting into the car. You just walk over and sit down, and the wildlife around you doesn't notice you.
Yeah.
So then a fucking mouse was just on the driveway next to me, where I was,
shit.
and I was like, what the fuck? And it was super small, so I took a video of it and sent it to Brandon, I
Here he
found
is.
him, you need to come get him, or whatever.
Girl, I think this is where I picked up the rat at.
It
was at
could've
your
been.
house, parking at your house.
Girl,
Shit.
I'm in fucking nature.
But when's the last time I was at your house? I never leave the windows down.
It's fair.
I guess you don't have to. They're rats. They
They're
can get
rats,
in
they'll just get
everywhere.
in, yeah.
Do you have rats or only mice?
I don't know. I saw a mouse today. I thought we have rats. We had a snake.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I've been parking over there a lot.
No. Anyway, give me your goddamn.
Oh, my goddamn, you say. Well, last week was your kid's birthday party.
Sure was.
And we went to a trampoline park
Sure
at the
did.
time of their lives, my children. and spent a decent amount of time there. I'd say like 4 hours we were out of the house, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then we headed home, and as we're piling the tired-ass kids, my kids were like passing out in the back seat on the way home. And I'm like, this is going to be the best rest of the day. They're going to get in their jammies. It's like 4. I don't know. They're going to get in their jammies. They're going to chill.
It's going to be bedtime by like 6.
Yeah. Like I was looking forward to this day, right? And it's pure chaos getting everybody out of the car. I had like 7 bags to go back for. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on, but I had to go back to the car. But I get everybody to the door. I unlock the door and I rip it open, right? And you have to like shove through all the dogs because they're like, oh my God, everybody's here. And so they're doing that. And I get this whiff of shit.
No.
Yeah, it hits me right in the face. And I said out loud, why does our house smell like shit? And I'm walking back to the car. So I'm just talking to myself. And I'm thinking, oh my God, does my house always smell like that? And this is one of those times where it's been closed up for like 2 days in a row.
Oh, no.
And I'm freshly smelling my own home.
When you come back from vacation and you're like, ew.
And like everybody else smells my house and I'm just known as the shit house or something.
It's not.
Thanks.
Just so you know.
But that's what was all going through my head. And then I come back inside and Lee meets me, like pushes me out the door kind of.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's so bad. It's so bad. And I'm like, what happened? And he informs me that Chip had 4 accidents throughout the whole house. And Chip is my like big old Burmese mountain dog. Bernese mountain dog?
Bernese, yeah.
Bernese mountain dog. Some people say with an M in the middle. It's very confusing.
Burmese?
Yeah, I had to Google it. And I was like,
that's like the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah.
Is what they're thinking of?
Yeah. Anyway, but she's like a big ass dog, right? So her poos are not little.
Man-sized shits.
They were not solid.
Oh no, baby girl.
They were like cow patties. And it was in 4 different rooms in the house. Both of my children's rooms got hit.
Fucking cool. Thanks, man.
On her 4-hour tour of shitting, she hit up both children's rooms and then I think the living room twice, maybe. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't clean it up, so I don't even know.
Look at you.
I know. Lee cleaned it all up. Bless his soul.
Yeah.
And thank God we have a carpet cleaner.
Yeah.
But you guys,
Brandon
my house,
couldn't do that. I'm so jealous of you.
like he throws up. Like,
yeah.
"Ugh, ugh."
Yeah. And I don't know if he actually would or not.
Yeah.
I never let it get that far. That's probably the trick.
To just close your eyes and ignore it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how I got out of cleaning all of this, and I so appreciate him for doing it because I think that usually it would be me helping. Like, I'd at least be doing the scooping while he does the, like, carpet cleaning or something. Maybe I was wrestling with the kids, or I was just fucking done.
You just went out to the car. You're like, I got to get these bags.
I'm done.
I'm just going to sit here for a minute.
Oh, my God, but my house smelled like shit for days.
Oh, no. That's the worst.
I know. So then the next morning, I was like, we got to hit up the spots again because it's still, like, it's hot. It's summertime.
Yeah.
And, like, we have our AC running, but, like, there's certain times of days you don't really need it, like, in the morning or at night, you know? Like, halfway through the night, it gets cool enough that the AC stops.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And so the kids' rooms were just, like, baking, and the sun's on that side, too. So I'm like, it just smells like hot shit in here. So we spent all Sunday, and I mean all Sunday, cleaning multiple times, trying to get that shit out. So,
that's horrifying.
I haven't had a dog shit experience in a while, and we got double whammied with it.
Oh, that sucks. I'm so sorry.
Quadruple whammied with it.
Quadruple whammied, yeah. Poor Chell had to sit in it for 4 hours.
Oh, my God. Bless her soul. And Chip looked so guilty. Here's the worst part, too, which I almost forgot about. Chip is a hairy dog.
Very.
And especially on her hind legs for some reason. Like, you could braid the hair on her butt cheeks. Mm-hmm. And she has, like, no tail. It's just a nubbin. And then, like, the nub ends with, like, a long peak of hair where it peaks at. It's just all covered in shit. There's just so much shit. So I had to give her a bubble bath and, like, scrub her ass with my fucking, like, a wash rag multiple times. And she was just so sad in the tub. I felt so bad for her. But, oh, my God. It was just, like, the worst case scenario.
Oh, no.
Just the little cherry on the top of the ice cream for the week.
Oh, that sucks. Oh, that
actually, that kicked off my week because that was on Sunday.
Yeah, right?
Saturday.
Nothing like fucking getting ready for another stressful week with cleaning up shit all day.
Oh, my God. No joke. So bad. I should have known. It was like an omen.
Right.
You know? And then the rest of the week was just fucking chaos and shit. But we're here.
We are.
And after this, we get to go swimming. I'm so excited.
Yeah, we do. Well, you want to tell me about some murder so we can get to going to swimming?
Hell yeah, I do. Out in the street.
They call it
murder. All right, so this week I am going to tell you about Rose Larner.
All right, let's hear about Rose.
I'm going to tell you all about her. So, Rose Larner was born August 19th, 1975 in Marinette, Wisconsin.
Okay, got that cheese.
She got that cheese. At the age of 4, her parents divorced, and I'm not really sure how this impacted the family dynamics, but I do know that as she gets older and everything, she's living with her mom and her brothers. And they do eventually move to, like, Michigan, the Lansing area. So academically, Rose was doing really good, and she was a really good student, and she was, like, she always got A's and B's in school. Whenever they had spelling bees, she was always winning them. Like, she was a real smart gal.
Okay.
When she was 8, her and her 2 brothers went outside to go play, like, around the neighborhood, and they found this other group of kids that were out having, like, a rock throwing competition.
The best.
Yeah. And they were like, you know what I can do? Throw rocks also. So they started chucking rocks at the group of kids.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And eventually they all became friends that day.
Oh, fun.
And it turns out that group of kids were the children who lived on, like, in the same neighborhood as Rose. And their last name were the Browns. So they were like the Browns children.
Okay. And then they were like, we found a body down by the creek. You want to go poke it with a stick?
Yeah, and Rose was like, fuck yeah,
let's go. And then they built a lifelong friendship, and then one of them turned to drugs when they got older.
And then they made a movie out of it called Stand By Me.
There was a pie eating contest. It was so fun.
Oh, God. Okay, exactly. That's pretty much what happened. Just like the fucking plot of Stand By Me. They all become friends, right? The neighborhood friends, the Browns. And Rose becomes really good friends with one of the boys in the group. His name is Billy Brown.
Okay.
And Billy Brown.
Such a dumb name. I'm sorry. Oh, Billy Brown over here.
Now, Billy Brown was about the same age as Rose, right? Okay. So they're going to grow up together.
Yeah.
And
lifelong
besties.
Crush,
besties, crush, exactly. They, like, when
fated to be married.
Exactly. Like, this is a fucking Disney
It's what
princess
we're trying
story.
to do to our kids.
Yes, precisely.
I get it.
Okay. When they're still young, right, when they first meet, they become quick best friends. They are seen together playing all the time. And they would go play in the woods. They would build tree forts. They would dig tunnels.
Oh, fun.
They were out there living their best life.
Yeah.
And Rose was definitely kind of like, sounded like a tomboy, sort of. Like, she wasn't like, let's play teacups. She was like, I'm going to fuck you up with this rock. Do you want to be my best friend?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's also like the 80s. Right now. The 83s. So you didn't really have like a let's do teapots and stuff. It was more like get the fuck outside because the parents are home.
Yeah, here's this block I painted pink for you.
Yeah.
You stack it on this other one that's red.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Exactly. So Rose and Billy, they go on to grow up together and they're best friends all through elementary, middle, and high school. Mm-hmm. It's rumored that at different points in the friendship, either Billy or Rose would have a crush on the other, like you said, but it's not really confirmed if they ever became a real couple at any point.
Okay.
Growing up in school, Rose was always a really good student, like I said, but she did struggle to stay put and do what was expected of her.
So got that undiagnosed ADHD.
Spoiler alert, it's going to get diagnosed.
Good.
So she's kind of squirrely, right?
Yeah. The best kids in school.
I honestly am like, I would have been her best friend.
100%.
As Rose reached her teenage years, she started to rebel more and more. Rose was definitely known for her fiery attitude, and she was described as having a hair-trigger temper, as well as someone who was no stranger to the streets. So she was kind of like a rough and tough tumble kid.
She's like, I grew up on these streets. I'm the one that found that dead body last time.
Yeah. I'm the one who got the stick out of the tree to poke it. You're welcome. Her type of personality attracted the attention of the wrong crowd, though. And so oftentimes there would be boys that took a liking to her, and she liked them right back. She was like all about the bad boys, right?
Yeah.
Even though Rose was a bit rough around the edges, she was also someone who was very loyal, and actually she had a really huge heart for those in need. Like I said, she does get diagnosed in her early years as having hyperactive. I don't know. It was just hyperactive. I'm like, she's just HA.
She's just super hyperactive.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't ADD, ADHD.
She doesn't have that attention deficit. She just wants to go.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's like, I got ants in my arms, guys.
I need to move them. I'm hyperactive. So she was diagnosed with that, and she was always on the go. She often loved to spend her time chatting on the phone with whoever would talk to her. Like, it was obsessive, where she was always known to be in the house, in the living room or dining room, whatever, wherever the phone was, chatting on the phone. And, like, if her friends couldn't talk, she would talk to, like, friends of friends. Literally, whoever would talk to her. This girl was addicted to the phone.
This kind of sounds like my kid, but go on.
Yeah, precisely. She also obsessively showered, like, 3 times a day. I also didn't mention this, but there is a story about her having a sexual assault encounter in her, like, I want to say it was like high school years or something, where I don't know the full details, but I think she met somebody while she was out hanging out with her best friend on, like, the basketball court or something, and then Rose decided to go hang out with that guy, and I think he assaulted her.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so I'm speculating here that maybe that's why she showered 3 times a day, but
could be.
It was one of her traits.
It was one of her traits.
One of her quirky little traits. Her mom joked that if Rose had ever been kidnapped, that the kidnappers would offer her mom money to take her back, you know, like, so her mom's like, Rose is just a handful, like, she's her own personality, like, I don't have to worry about her, she's got it, she's good, but also she's a pain in my ass, but, you know, whatever, right? So Rose's ex-stepmom described Rose as almost 2 totally different people, saying that she was, like, the most kind and caring person, but she also was hell on wheels. Rose went to church twice a week and was really involved in the church, and she had goals of someday becoming a cop like her uncle. So she had, like, goals and striving for shit, but she also was like, I'll fuck you up if you come near me.
She sounds fun. She sounds like a take no shit girl. I like it.
Exactly. She also was a great big sister to her 2 brothers, and she loved to make them tuna noodle casserole.
That sounds gross, but okay. Yeah.
Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I feel like as I'm rattling all these things off, it'll help to know that Rose's mom was a single mom, and she had to work 2 jobs to keep her family afloat. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm sure this is why Rose was hanging out in the neighborhood all the time. Like, one of them street kids, because mom's always at work.
Yeah, she's a latchkey kid, and she had to take care of her little siblings.
Yeah,
so.
And mom was at work literally, like, all day, and then would get off at, like, 5, and then by, like, 1 in the morning had to go work her job at the convenience store. I guess her mom, like, painted all day, and then would work at nights at a convenience store from, like, you know, midnight till 5 a.m. or something. So, like, this woman was hardworking, doing everything, like, 80 hours a week, 60 to 80 hours a week. She was busting her fucking ass, right?
That sounds terrible.
I know. So that kind of makes sense now why she's kind of, like, you know,
raising herself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got the neighborhood kids. She's figuring it out.
Yeah, it sounds like the mom, too, is, like, appreciative of that. Like, I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about her. She's going to be all right. She's going to get her shit together, but she's a lot. But I don't have to worry that she's going to get
taken or anything like that. Yeah, exactly. Rose was someone who, even at the age of 18, loved every holiday. Like, still like a little kid. So, like, when they had an Easter egg hunt at 18, she was just as enthusiastic as, like, any other little kid running around trying to find all the prizes and shit. Again, sounds like us.
Yeah. It just sounds like she's a fun chick.
She was also definitely the type of person who preferred to stay up late at night and then sleep the day away. Again.
Felt.
Yeah. Because of this, her friends and family would refer to her as the vampire, as, like, a joke, you know? Because
I love her.
I know! Exactly. So, sounds like she was a fun gal with a spicy-tude. We like her.
Yeah.
However, her whiplash attitude did a number on her mom, because eventually her mom sends her to Rivendell Psychiatric Hospital in St. John's, Michigan, to be treated for her hyperactive disorder. Like, she got to a point where she was too much to handle, and her mom was like, you need to be treated.
Okay. Get that Ritalin.
Yeah, get something. Her mom says that Rose's attitude was disruptive to the family, and she was so stubborn that her mom needed help handling her. She explains how Rose would throw shoes at her brothers and lock them out of the house and would not let them back in. So her brothers would have to, like, break the windows to get into the house.
What's the problem?
I don't know.
I did that to my brother.
But her mom's like, bro, I'm fucking working 2 jobs. Can you not?
Like, can you not lock them out of the house?
Yeah, can you let your brothers in, please? I don't want to pay for a broken fucking window. And Rose was just like, nah, man. I don't want them around, you know?
One time, my brother threw a Frisbee and it landed on a beehive, and all the bees came out and they started to attack him. So I ran into the house, and then I was like, don't want bees in the house. So I locked the door, and he was outside with all the bees still attacking him. He got stung like 20 times.
Dude, bees are known for their dexterity in unlocking doors, so.
Well, I didn't want him to come in and bring the bees. They were on him. Like, you have bees on you. You need to stay outside.
Actually, Aaron, that is just survival. That's really good instincts.
I thought so, too.
Because he would have brought all them fucking bees in there, and that would have been your problem.
I know. Mom didn't agree.
Good thing it wasn't like fucking, what's that movie? My Girl? Where Macaulay Culkin gets, like, stung to death by bees.
Oh, God.
Did you ever see that movie?
No, I don't think he did. Spoiler alert.
Oh, my. Well, it happens at the beginning. So,
oh, okay.
Well, like, middle, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it isn't till towards the end.
Macaulay Culkin only in there for a beginning
It's
scene?
like half
I doubt
of it. Well, enough time for them to, like, you know, fall in
establish his
childhood
character.
love.
Yeah.
And then they get, they're in the tree and there's bees. It's bad. He's very allergic. It's not good. No. He dies. Her dad's a mortician.
Oh.
And her mom's dead.
My brother did not
assistant
die.
Is Jamie Lee Curtis. It's such a good movie. We're going to watch it someday.
Yeah, I should watch that. It sounds good.
You would love it.
I probably would.
Yeah, Rose wouldn't let her brothers in the house. Her mom needs help, sends her to a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah.
Now, in order to get her admitted, her mom basically exaggerated some of her symptoms.
Uh-oh.
But it sounds like during this whole time, Rose had, like, free will to say yes or no if she wanted to go. Like, her mom was even like, as they're going in, like, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, we don't have to do this. And Rose was like, no, let's go. So it sounds like she was encouraged to go.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, she wasn't, like, handcuffed, drug in, you got to be here. So she gets admitted, and once she was in there and, like, got into the routine, she thrived in the structured environment. She did so well. She eventually was released after a few months, and Rose went back to acting up and being her old self again, and her mom thinks that she was trying to get back into the psychiatric hospital because she liked, you know, the whole structure of it all. While she was there, Rose used an eraser on a pencil to burn the letter B into her skin, as we did in those ages.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, and the letter B stood for Brody, who was another patient at the hospital that she had taken a liking to.
Cool.
When she got out, Rose was busted for shoplifting and for bringing alcohol to school.
Oh, no.
Oopsie. And they made her transfer schools, and eventually she dropped out at the age of 16. She later went on to earn her GED at the age of 17 in Grand Rapids and stayed in some dorms with some other girls to complete her education. Because she has this goal of becoming a police officer, so she can't just totally drop out, but she's also not really fitting into school. So they find this school, she gets to go there, whatever, gets her GED. And while she's at this other school staying in those dorms, her mom gets her a pager so she can stay in touch with Rose, because Rose is 16, 17, whatever.
Yeah.
It's around this time that Rose meets another boy by the name of John Ortiz Kehoe. Now, John is an aspiring rapper. Hey, yo.
Cool. Lil Jon?
No, his name's just John.
All right.
Just like standard John, you know, standard issue.
He hasn't become Lil or Big yet?
No, he's just John. Just
Standard
John.
issue John.
JJ. We call him
JJ, just
John. Yeah, just John. And he's an aspiring rapper with dark hair. He's very handsome. And he just so happened to be friends with Billy Brown also.
Oh, shit.
Which is Rose's best friend, as we know.
Yeah, I forgot about Billy Brown.
So this is kind of perfect, right?
Yeah.
Now, John likes Rose, and Rose likes John. So the couple start to date.
All right.
And soon they were always hanging out at Billy's house. At some point, John gets into some trouble and he needs a place to live. Like, he's not allowed to live where the fuck he was anymore. And so Rose is 18 at this time, and she asks her mom if John can come live with them. Because she's back at home. She's, like, graduated with her GED, whatever, comes back home, living with mom. Can John come live with us? Her mom is like, I don't know. And Rose is like, I promise, he's a good guy. You don't have to worry about him. He really needs help. And so her mom's like, all right, I'll allow it.
Ugh, I hate that. Hope I never get asked.
I know, right? What would you say? No!
I know, right? I wouldn't want to say no, but at the same time, I was terrified when I got pregnant because I was like, I'm going to have a stranger in my house. I don't even know if I'm going to like my kids. I was not really on board for having, like, a whole ass another person in the house.
Yeah. That you made.
I like them now and they're cool, but like boyfriends, girlfriends, nah, man, I don't know you.
Girl, see, I feel like you think about all this shit and I don't. Like, I just jump in, and now here I am. Like, I didn't even think about if I want these fools in my house. What have I been doing? Like, I cannot wait until no one's in my house.
I didn't think about it until I was actually pregnant, and then I was like, what have I done? He's going to be 13 at some point, and then I'll have a 13-year-old in the house. What if I don't like him? Like, what if they're an asshole?
Okay, spoiler alert, in lots of therapy, right? And, like, it's been a hell of a week, but I legit was just talking to my therapist about this, and I was just like, it's so hard. Like, it's really frustrating because the kids are having a hard time listening, and I know they're good kids and I know they're raised right, and I understand that they're just comfortable with mom and in their home and they've been at school all day, and so they're just like letting loose when they get home, but I don't give a fuck. I'm pissed, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, we know that you love your kids, but we don't always have to like them. Like, fucking, I don't think I've liked anybody in my house for a while now.
Right.
That's an exaggeration. I'm joking. But you know,
sometimes
I feel like people can relate.
But sometimes, man,
like,
you just want to...
Sitting here daydreaming about my own apartment. Like, just a studio is all I need. Just a bed and a refrigerator
I was
and a cupboard.
I've been on Reddit's Zillow Gone Wild. It's the best. There's castles for like $200,000, which I realize is a lot of money. But at the same time, I'm like, you can't buy...
We could get a loan for that.
Anything here for $200,000.
No.
I could just go by myself.
Yeah. I mean, we might... have, like, you know, lung issues from black mold living in that castle, but I'm coming with you. I'll put up half of it.
There were other castles. I'll send you the other ones.
Yeah, we need to look into that. Okay, so John comes to live in Rose's house, and Rose's mom agrees.
Okay.
But
that's how we got here.
Yeah, that's how we got here. But it turns out, you know, even though Rose is like, no, John's cool. He's cool.
He's not that fucking cool?
He wasn't that fucking cool. Turns out, homie is selling drugs.
What kind?
Marijuana and cocaine.
Okay.
That I know of for sure. Okay. I don't know if there was others, but for sure those.
Okay.
And so one day Rose's mom comes home and there's all these guns and wads of money laying out, and she's like, abso-fucking-lutely not. And so she kicks John out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if
Understandable.
Yeah. I don't know if she knew that John was dealing drugs and shit, but she knew that those two together was not a pretty picture, so she's like, he's got to go.
Yeah.
So John leaves.
That's good.
Yeah. And this is kind of where Rose and John's relationship kind of starts going south.
Mm-hmm.
Because now that John is no longer able to live in Rose's home, it's kind of like he doesn't really have a purpose for her. And so he is no longer interested in Rose.
Oh, okay.
But Rose is borderline obsessed with John. She really likes him. Like, she started learning how to rap and shit. She was like, I'm going to rap with him. Like, she was a ride or die kind of gal, right? Like, obsessive. Mm-hmm. I think she was just kind of clinging to whoever. I don't really know for sure.
Take her away from this life.
Yeah, exactly. So she was infatuated, and with John breaking up with her, essentially, she was infuriated. And so, as she would do, she took matters into her own hands, and she just kept pestering him, like, hateful, like calling him. He wouldn't answer her calls or anything like that. And so she found out that he was going to a party one night, and she knew where the party was, and so Rose just fucking showed up.
Uh-oh.
Well, John, you know, was confronted by her and made it clear that he no longer wanted to be in a relationship with her and that she needed to leave him alone. And he even threatened to kill her if she didn't leave him alone.
Uh-oh.
So Rose took her family car, which was like a van or some shit, and she rammed it into John's truck, which was actually John's brother's truck that he had been borrowing or whatever, but she rammed into it at the party. Like, fuck you too, bitch, call the cops. She did not give a flying fuck, right?
Okay.
Well, Billy Brown is at this party and sees Rose ramming her fucking car into John's truck, and he's like, hey, Rose, we gotta go. You know, like, let's go home.
This is police involved now.
Yeah. So Billy pretty much whisked Rose away and got her home. Like, we need to chill, man.
Oh my God.
You can't.
Also, that's
my insurance doesn't cover PMS.
Yeah, that's the family car too, though. Like, how's mom gonna get to work and shit,
That's
bro?
why mom's probably like, Rose, get back in that hospital, man. You're too fucking much. You're breaking windows, breaking cars. I can't work fast enough to keep up with these expenses. And Rose is just like, well, fuck around and find out, homie.
Rose has never seen a consequence in her life.
Kind of doesn't sound like it, huh?
Yeah.
Not one real enough. Well, don't worry. You know our story's going to get there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
A few days later, on December 6th, 1993, Rose worked her shift at a pizzeria that she was working at.
Fun.
She was off by 11:30 that night. At this time, remember, Rose is 18, okay? When she gets home, her 16-year-old brother was asleep on the couch, and her mom's at work. And it's like, midnight or something. She walks in the house and she throws a hat at her sleeping brother and it wakes him up. And she says, I bought this for you. And she's talking about the hat, which was a Florida State hat that she had bought for her brother. So it wakes him up and he's like, oh, hey, what's up? Whatever, right? And then Rose goes into the dining room where she jumps on the phone and she talks to someone. We don't know who, but the brother heard her talking on the phone for a little bit. And he says that at some point she kind of got loud, like she was in an argument or something, but he doesn't know who she was talking to or what she was saying.
Hey, I bought you this hat. Not, hey, I just rammed Mom's car.
Well, this is a different day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she went home that day. Billy got her home. And then now we're on December 6th.
And
she got off the pizzeria.
My bad. You're right.
So anyway, so she's just getting off of work. She chats with her friend. Then at around 1:20, Rose shows up at her mom's work. So sometime between there, she leaves the house and she shows up at her mom's work, which sounds like it was within walking distance because she walked there. She was asking her mom if she could borrow the van. Like, hey, I'm going to go to a friend's house. Can I borrow the van? And her mom was like, well, I don't want you borrowing the van because...
On account of last weekend.
You rammed it into a truck. No, she was like, the van needs oil and I haven't put oil in it yet. So I don't really want you using the van. And then she found out, like, Rose's mom was listening to Rose tell her what her plans were. And Rose was like, oh, I'm planning to go to some friend's house that's a decent walk away. And it was cold and kind of wet outside. So her mom was like, you know what? Why don't you go home, get the van, bring it back to me, and I'll fill it up with oil here. And then you can take it. I don't want you walking. And Rose was like, that's a lot of work. I'm just going to walk.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I guess she just decided she's going to walk.
Okay.
And so her mom was like really trying to push her to take the van, but Rose decides to walk, right? So Rose leaves, says, I love you, Mom. She heads out. Now, that's the last time that Rose's mom is going to talk to her.
Also, this could have been a phone call.
I
Like,
know.
that whole thing could have been a phone call from the house to the convenience store. Like, can I borrow the van? Bring it here. I'll fill it with oil, and then you can.
Maybe she was just kind of out walking around. Like, what am I going to do? Because it's like her morning for her,
Yeah, I
for
guess.
Rose. So she's like, what am I going to do? Oh, let me swing by Mom's and see if I can borrow the van real quick.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking it wasn't that far. I don't really know all the details. But anyway,
Right.
so she leaves, right? And then that's the last time her mom talks to her.
Eek.
The next morning by 8 a.m., Rose's mom gets off of work and she goes right to Rose's room when she gets home and notices that Rose isn't there. And she just has this feeling like something's not right. But she had to rush off to her second job to go painting, So the mom goes and does her job, and she tried paging Rose and calling her friends to locate her throughout the day, but nobody could.
Oh, my God.
She just had that mother's intuition that something had happened to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she was starting to become desperate. Like we said, Rose was known to talk on the phone a lot. Literally over 1,000 hours every month is how much time she was talking on the phone.
1,000 hours?
Yeah.
How many hours are in a month?
I don't know.
Okay. That's a lot.
Like all the time?
Yeah.
Just on the phone all the time.
That's crazy.
Like she racked up the phone bill all the time. Or like phone calls.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't remember
Was it
how. It was long
collect?
distance cost money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she dial down the center? Or...
I don't know. Pity a fool. Anyway, I don't know all the details, but she would talk on the phone a lot. And so now it's been like almost 24 hours and nobody's heard from Rose, which is very unlike her.
Yeah,
She would be on the phone by now.
Yeah, for
She
sure.
got an addiction. So she paints all day, right? She gets home that night, still hadn't heard from Rose. She's becoming desperate, and so she immediately files a missing persons report. Now, Rose's mom was worried that the police wouldn't take her seriously because of Rose's history and that they would think she was just a runaway or something. But the lead detective on this case says that Rose's mom's desperation in her voice was so strong. And he's like, a mother has that intuition, that he took it seriously from the get-go, which is so rare in all of our cases.
Honestly, yeah.
But this detective was like, there's something wrong. This isn't like her. There's too many red flags. Took it seriously right away.
Mm-hmm.
The missing persons case kicked off one of the most extensive criminal investigations in Lansing.
Oh.
Rose's family noticed that Billy Brown was also missing during this time that Rose had been missing, so they were trying to get a hold of him. Her family called the pizzeria that Rose worked at and discovered that she had missed her shift, which so wasn't like her. I mean, this girl loved getting paid. Okay? Like, she loved getting paid.
Okay.
So she wasn't missing work.
Yeah.
And during this time that she's missing, at one point, her paycheck comes in, and it was like the only day that she would ever wake up early for was to go in and grab her paycheck, and she didn't get her paycheck. So everybody is like, we have enough proof here. Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Something's
Exactly.
keeping her from this.
So eventually, Rose's mom gets a hold of Billy's mom and discovers that Billy hadn't seen Rose either, and that he had no idea where she was. So now we're at a standstill. Like, we don't know what happened to Rose. She just walked out of that convenience store and then she's fucking gone. She never ended up at anybody's house. Like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
There were hotlines and tip lines for people to call into if they had any information about her disappearance, because they literally had nothing to go off of. Over and over again, 2 names kept emerging from these tips, and it was John Ortiz Kehoe or Billy Brown. Everybody was like, they know something happened. You need to talk to them.
Wait, you said Billy was missing for a minute. And then...
For a minute. He just wasn't around. Like, they couldn't get a hold of him.
Okay.
And he was missing the whole time Rose was missing. So at first, they were like, oh, okay, at least Billy and Rose are together probably. We just have to find them.
Yeah.
And then when Rose's mom eventually got a hold of Billy's mom, and she was like, no, Rose hasn't been here. Billy's been here, whatever. Like, Billy is not missing.
Uh-oh.
He's just missing from you.
Yeah.
Right?
He's just staying away from you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then all these tips come in, and John and Billy's name keep popping up. And so we're like, what the fuck's going on, right?
Uh-oh. Billy.
So these tips come in that Rose was murdered and dumped in a local river.
Oh my God.
So they send out all these divers to search for her. I mean, they had like cadaver dogs on the boats, and then they'd like hit on smelling like gas of a decomposing body in the middle of this river or lake or wherever the fuck it was that they were searching for her. And then divers would go down and then come back empty-handed. Like, it was a fucking mind game for the families. They kept thinking they had bodies, and that it was going to be Rose because it's based off of a tip. And they would get to these areas that these tips were for, and they'd find like a shirt that matches something that Rose would wear, or they'd find her literal handwriting on like tagging a wall where it says like, John is a bitch, or John is a jerk, or John, just like talking shit about John or whatever. And they're like, that's Rose's handwriting. She would hang around here. Here's a shirt that's like her, and we have a cadaver dog hitting. And then they'd come up with nothing.
Oh my God, how scary.
This happens so many times in this case, okay? Over and over again. The family would think that they found her, and then they'd come back empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
The police really started to hone in on Billy Brown because he's her best friend, right?
And
like,
he didn't come forward or answer calls. And stuff. Like, that's pretty suspicious, my friend.
Suspicious. So they noticed that every time they would speak to him, he'd claim to not know where Rose was, but Billy was just giving off the vibes that he knew more than he was giving away. You know, like these seasoned detectives are like, I don't have any proof.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping my eye on you.
Yeah, but I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. The detective on the case became very close to Rose's mom and was obsessed with finding her as well. Like, he would go off on motorbike rides with his girlfriend or wife or something and like pull over and start looking for her body in random woods. And the wife or whatever of the detective would be like, you better not be fucking looking for a body right now. And he'd be like, I am.
She's like, I packed a fucking picnic?
Yeah.
You told me we were going on a picnic.
We're not looking for dead people. And then the detective would always come over to Rose's mom's house and like hang out, and they would try to brainstorm like, where do you think she is? Like Rose's mom was very involved.
Yeah.
And the detective and the mom would go through Rose's belongings looking for any kind of clue. While they're digging, they find her Bible, and in the Bible there's this like slip that falls out, and it's a prayer request, and in Rose's handwriting it's a prayer request for John. Mm-hmm. And it was written in Rose's handwriting, and it was something along the lines of like, save him from drugs and bad things, Mm-hmm. Oh, it said deliver him from sin, evil, and drugs. Okay, so many more tips come in over time, and there was a basement that was dug up around the neighborhood or around the town or something because somebody claimed that she was buried in a basement. They dug it up, and they never found Rose's body.
Imagine being that house. Like, no, I'm sorry.
I swear to God.
It's just an unkempt lawn. It's not haunted.
Could you imagine?
I don't have the fucking time.
Oh, my God. Hopefully it was unfinished, Yeah. You gotta imagine it was.
Right. I don't know. Dug it up.
That'd be so like, we just finished this basement.
Right.
Going from the side.
The concrete fucking floors and stuff. Yeah, make a tunnel under it. Don't dig through it.
So days turn into weeks, which turn into months, turn into years, still no one knows what happens to Rose. This goes on forever. Like, I'm telling you, they keep having clues, and they keep coming up empty-handed.
Oh, no.
By late 1995, a new detective had to take over the case because the main one retired. And the main one was like, I don't want to retire. I want to know what happened. Like, he's obsessed, right?
Yeah.
But he's got to retire. So,
you're too old.
You're too old. It ain't going to happen. You're not going to solve this one, buddy. So they get a bunch of new detectives, fresh eyes, looking at the case.
Yeah.
And they start combing through all the notes, and the new detective pieced together a scenario where Rose is obviously dead because she hasn't been heard from or anything, right?
Makes sense.
And those who know about it are going to be loyal and not snitch because it's been a while now and we haven't gotten any more information.
Yeah.
He knew Rose was obsessed with John, but John was trying to ditch her. Like, he knew about their past, right? And that she's still praying for him or whatever. And
I'm assuming they went and talked to John through all of this. Like, those years and years went by.
I would assume, and maybe, also they had an alibi and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure. And they never... I think that these two guys were kind of like on the back of their suspicion, but they didn't have anything to tell him anything.
Yeah.
Right? So, like I said, he knew that Rose was obsessed with John and knew that Billy was always with Rose because they're best friends and that Billy had been acting weird. So this is everything the detective pieces together. So he's like, I need to talk to Billy and John, right?
Yeah.
And again, I think they talked to Billy a handful of times and he's just kind of weird and they don't get any more information, but they're honing in on these two guys. And Billy is noticing that they're honing in. So he's getting a little nervous, right? Because it's coming back around. We got different people now.
This is like 5 years later.
Is it?
Well, how
and
old
it was
she?
in 93 when this happened.
93. Okay.
So like 2 years later. At this point, we're 2 years later.
Okay.
So he's honing in on Billy and John, but we don't have any information. Then in April of 1996... out of the blue, Billy called the detective, and he told him he wanted to tell him what happened to Rose.
Sir?
Yeah. So he's got some information. So he started to feel the pressure of everything, and he was like, I'm just going to clear this all up before I get in trouble.
Okay.
Because you're starting to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you're getting closer, and I'm going to be implicated by not telling if I don't tell.
He's like, you're getting hot.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so Billy claimed that Rose was murdered, but that he didn't kill her. Okay, so everything that I'm going to tell you from here on out about what happened to Rose and everything is Billy's account. And it's the only account we have. So there's some things in there that I'm like, okay.
And then I turned around and didn't see.
But he's pretty fucking guilty. Okay, so here we go. So he says that it was actually John who murdered Rose and that Billy just helped clean up the murder, the crime
That's
scene.
his best friend.
That's his best friend. He explained that on December 7th, 1993, so the day that Rose had worked at the pizzeria and then went to her mom's and then left, right? That day, at around 3 a.m., Rose came over to Billy's house to hang out. So she must have left the convenience store to go hang out at Billy's. Rose was obsessed with John, as we know, and John wouldn't see her. So she asked Billy if he would call John to have him come see Rose. Like, call him and try to get him to come over. I think the only reason he agreed to come see her, John, because Billy does call John, and I guess the only reason that John agreed to come see her was if she agreed to have sex with him, and Rose was like, fuck yeah, let's go, whatever, right? And then I think that the only reason that Billy agreed to call John is because Billy wanted to have sex with Rose, and Rose was like, yeah, let's go. That's what I heard on another podcast that I'll have in the sources.
Okay.
But... who knows how true that is, but it helps you paint a motive as to why Billy would help when Billy's like, girl, you need to leave this guy alone. You're ramming cars into vehicles, you know? And they have a history in the past and everything, so I'm sure it's not like the first time they've ever boned. I don't know. I'm speculating.
Yeah, but still, that's such like a trashy feeling.
I find
like
it very demure.
It's not very mindful that, like, he wants her sloppy first, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah. But they all
she
agree
doesn't
to
want you. I don't know. That's gross.
Maybe she does. I don't know. I mean,
I guess it's all just open. So.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, too, there's a lot of drugs and shit involved. So they're just like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I'm just so lazy.
No.
Twice?
Fucking honestly. Maybe they're doing all the work and she just dead fishes it.
Maybe.
Know?
It's the only way.
Who knows? It's the only way I'd agree. So, So John comes over, picks him up in his brother's truck that Rose had crashed into.
He's like, do you see the fucking dent?
Yeah.
Somebody got a plunger.
You did that shit. So John takes them for a ride, ends up on some random country road in the middle of nowhere, and Rose...
Them for a ride? Like, why does Billy have to come along to this?
I don't know.
You guys are going to go bone somewhere in the woods? I'll come. No, I won't look. I'll turn around.
You're going to hate this.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
Rose laid her head in Billy's lap while John had sex with her. It sounds like they're just having threesomes and what's that called? A cuck chair? So your passenger seat's a cuck chair now at this point.
In the truck?
In the cab of the truck.
Single cab?
It's gotta be.
Gotta be. Bench seat.
It's gotta be. It's like the 93s.
Why didn't he get out of the fucking car?
I don't know. He wanted to watch, I'm sure.
That's so
He's
gross.
cucking it up. Is that a verb? Is that an action
Cucking it
verb?
up? It is now. He's cucking it up. Also, laid her head in his lap.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna be there.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he grabbed some tits. I don't really know what his role in all of this was. Just sitting there like, are you guys almost done? Do you think he's like playing with her hair?
So I gently stroked her hair.
While she got off. I don't really know the details, but I do know that much of it.
Okay. Well, good for them, I guess.
I don't know. But
that's
it
what you're
sets
into.
The mood, right?
Peace be with you.
Yeah. After they bone, they head to a local grocery store where it sounds like Rose and Billy hang out in the car still. And John runs inside and he gets a bag of shit. And it's kind of like he comes out with a bag of groceries or whatever. And he throws it in the back of the truck. And he's like, that's for tonight's festivities. And they're like, cool, let's go get festive. And so they drive to John's grandparents' house, which I guess they were snowbirds. And so at this point in the story, they're in Arizona right now. And they're living their best life, not being cold. And so John, Billy, and Rose all go to his grandparents' house to go do drugs and whatever the fuck it is they're going to do.
Cuck it up some more.
Exactly. So they break in, they have tons of sex and do lots of drugs, marijuana and cocaine, namely. And at around 5 a.m., they all decide to go take a shower together. It's how the night naturally progresses, right? Like now.
We've gotten this everywhere. There's ectoplasm on everything.
Your clue goo is all over me, and I need it off of me. So they go shower all together. At one point during the shower, John grabs a fillet knife.
From the shower?
That he had hidden on a shower ledge.
That's intense.
Spoiler alert, that fillet knife he just purchased at the grocery store.
The fuck?
He hid it in the shower. And this is John, okay? So Billy's in the shower with Rose and John. John grabs the fillet knife, starts to try to hand it to Billy. Like, all right, fucking kill her. You know, like we talked about. But Billy's like not in on the plan. Of course, this
Billy's
is
like, I thought we were fucking
and showering. Now this is according to Billy again, right? So John tries to hand him the fillet knife, and they exchange a lot of confused looks. You know, like I imagine Rose is washing her face.
She's just in the middle.
You know, it's always when you're washing your
Tower.
face.
It's when you're washing your face. Are you guys talking? Are you guys talking about me?
Trying to open your eyes through the soap. Oh my God, yeah. So they exchange some confused looks or whatever, and Billy doesn't try to kill her or anything, and John just stashes the knife back up in the shower.
Next time.
Yeah,
the fuck?
Almost. And Billy's like, what the fuck was that? That was weird, right? But they're like also high as shit and everything in the shower. So they continue the shower. They get out. When they're all done, Rose is brushing her wet hair in the bathroom, and Billy's in the bathroom with Rose. John comes in from another room, and he's got a cord in his hand.
Okay.
And he wraps it around Rose's neck while she's washing her hair. He sort of misses, though, and he catches her chin. And Rose thought he was playing around. And she grabbed the cord and was like, oh, stop it, John, or whatever. And she pulled the cord around her own neck because she thought he was playing. But he was not playing. Spoiler alert. And so he cinched the cord shut around her neck. And at first she's like, John, stop, you know, like trying to talk. And then she can't. And he gets to a point where he's literally putting his knee against her back to pull on it to get leverage to choke her.
Oh my God, I hate that.
He chokes her. Billy's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And Billy says he stopped John long enough to be like, what the fuck are you doing? And John said, the bitch has got to go, and that's what's going to happen.
What the fuck?
Right? So Rose is unconscious, falls to the floor. John dragged her body into the shower, where he took the fillet knife and slashes her throat.
Oh my God.
He stopped to do cocaine with Billy. And Billy was like, this isn't your first time doing this. Like, I can tell. This was all planned and this is all going too smooth. And John said, what do you think? Like, obviously it's not the first time I've done this kind of thing. And Billy puked. And John laughed at Billy for puking. That's his best friend, bleeding out in the shower. And John's like hosing her off, like getting the blood to drain down, like letting her bleed out, which I think she was already dead from being choked out, but I don't really know. Whatever, right? Okay.
Oh, God. Okay.
So they do their cocaine. John then goes and gets out of he's only in boxers at this point, probably from the shower.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes and gets a block of wood and a hatchet, which he had also purchased at the grocery store before. I don't know about the block of wood, but the hatchet.
Bro, I thought they were fucking snacks.
I thought so too.
I was like, what do you get? Cheetos Poofs? What are we talking here? Sour Patch Kids? Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, he was just getting a murder kit.
Oh my God.
He had Rose. He was like, I'm going to take care of this now. So he gets the block of wood and the hatchet, and he proceeds to climb in the shower with her and dismember her. He removes her arm, feet, hands, and head, all using the block as, like, leverage to, like, break through the stuff. He was playing with her body parts as he was doing it. Like, one article said he held up her head, like, in Clash of the Titans or something. I don't know what that is, but I imagine it's like, you know, displaying a severed head like one does.
Yeah, as one
movies.
would.
Yeah. He was doing that. He, like, stabbed her foot through the fillet knife and was, like, holding it up. Like, it was not only just a murder, it was, like,
he's playing.
Desecration.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He was playing. And Billy's here the whole time watching this. Like, Billy's telling us all this.
How does Billy not fucking leave?
Or knock his ass out, or run away, or go tell someone or something.
Yeah.
But Billy's just doing drugs with him, too. Like, all right, man, this night took a turn. That was my best friend back there. That's weird. I have to imagine he's a little scared, too. Like, and maybe this is his survival, but he went silent.
Sure, but...
Yeah.
Like, that's
suspicious, my friend.
I probably would have walked out. Like, just at least walked away, you know? Like, well, I'm gonna head out.
Girl.
It's time to go.
I gotta be honest... And this is what scares me about my life, is I'd probably be murdered with you. Like, I don't think I would have thought enough to be, like, personal survival. I would have been in there, like, trying to stab my fingers in his eyes to get him to stop choking you. I would have been choked out because I'm not good at it. You know, like, I'd be dead with you in that shower.
Yeah. In the beginning part. But, like, once you were being dismembered, if it got to that part, I'd be like, I'm going to head out.
I'm going to go.
I'm not going to watch this. I'm going to go and get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Like, but, like, the before time, I'd be like,
get me.
Like, in the shower, if someone handed me a fillet knife, I'd be like, I don't want to stab my best friend. And then you'd be like, what? I had soap in my eyes.
I'd be like, I have the knife, don't worry.
Yeah.
But you should run.
But we should get out of here.
He could probably grab this from me in a second.
At any moment. I'll cut his dick off.
Yeah. I'm afraid I'll slip and stab myself. It's wet in here.
I've been told not to run with knives. But we need to run, so.
Let's go. Yeah, while you were brushing your hair, I'd be like, hey, come here real quick.
Yeah.
And then just get in my car and go.
Hey, come here real quick. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Do you think you can fit through this window? Oh, God. Anyway, that did not happen. So he's playing with the body parts and everything. John then takes the body parts to the basement with Billy, where there's a fireplace down there, and they burn all, like, her head, her hands, her legs, and arms. Her torso is still in the shower. Okay. But they all go downstairs and they're burning this. And they burn it for a long time. And I guess they burn it so much that it's just ash, but you could still kind of tell there was a skull in there.
Yeah, because
it takes a while.
It's not, well, and it's not going to get that hot in that fireplace. No, yeah. I'm sure Grandma Grandpa didn't have a fucking industrial oven in there.
Right, an incinerator down there. So while this is going on, somebody rings the doorbell.
Okay.
And John goes and answers it.
Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior? Who is it? A vacuum salesman?
It's worse. It's like a friend with his girlfriend.
Oh.
And so they come into the house.
Okay.
And they hang out for a while.
Oh,
I don't know,
God.
like an hour or two? I'm not sure how long they were there.
They're like, why are you guys in boxers and wet?
Like, what's going on here? Well, I guess at this point, John had clothes on. And because they had been burning the things down in the basement. But, like, her torso is still in the shower, like, feet away from this couple. Like, nobody knew. If you got to go to the bathroom, you're taking a piss with a torso in the shower. You think you're going to just check in there and make sure there's nobody hiding? You're going to find a torso. But nobody did that. Nobody fucking knew. They just came and hung out, and then they left.
Oh, that's so gross. You'd think it'd smell like pennies in there.
You'd think maybe he literally drained her. Like, that's
so gross.
Yeah. It was not his first time, it sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah, so they do that, right? The couple leave, and so they get back to it, and they clean the house. They put Billy and John, they put Rose's torso in a trash bag, and I think they grabbed the ashes from the fireplace downstairs in the trash bag too. Not 100% sure, but they then grab 10 gallons of gasoline and some shovels. They throw it all into John's truck, which is also his brother's truck, right? Like, he's borrowing from his brother. They drive 100 miles to some family property that Billy owns, and it's just land. They get out, they dig a little fire pit, they throw down some logs, they put Rose's remains in there, and they burn this fire for like 10 hours out there. They burn her to ash, okay? While they sat by the fire watching Rose burn, John took a piece of Rose's cooked flesh and he put it on some bread with mustard and he had a sandwich.
That's fucking horrifying.
And Billy just watched. Like, Billy's hanging out with this guy. helping him cover up a murder he allegedly did not commit.
At what point?
Of his best fucking friend.
At what point does Billy not, like, come back to, you know, and realize that he's hanging out with a crackhead who eats people?
I mean, and
like, maybe it's not crack, cokehead.
Whatever.
That eats people.
I got it.
He eats people.
I feel like it's got to be a couple things. Either Billy's really afraid, and so this whole time he's just doing it to save himself.
And so he's like, don't worry, we can go to my family property.
Yeah. Not
No, you just don't offer that up. You're like, man, what do we do next? Expert.
Yeah, exactly. Or he was so fucking coked out, he didn't know what was going on. Like, didn't know it was reality. I don't know. I've never done fucking cocaine, so I don't really know. Doesn't that just make you, like, jazzed up and ready to rock?
I don't know.
Like, let's go do things.
I've only done it once. And I've never done it mixed with marijuana. So I would think that'd just put me on the level.
Like, you just feel good.
Yeah.
Even you out.
Like, you're awake, but also high.
Yeah. But isn't that what cocaine's known for? The, like, keep you up all night?
Yeah,
upper.
Yeah.
There you
but
go.
then the marijuana's a downer, so then I feel like it would just level you out. Where, like, you're awake, but you're high.
You're like,
But, like, you could still walk.
It's like when I drink coffee when I'm high.
Yeah. You were going to eat all the
awake.
Cookies.
Yeah.
But, like, you could get there to
Evidently, he needed a bite of Rose. He was like, God damn, we didn't bring snacks, so he made himself a sandwich.
That's horrifying.
Horrifying.
Ugh.
They burn her up. John eats Rose. They then bag up her ashes, and on the drive back home, they just randomly start chucking her ashes out the window down the highway. So, like, there's no body. There's no evidence. There's no nothing. She's gone. She's dust in the wind.
Oh, my God.
They then get home, and John's brother is like, what's all this shit in my truck? Because they still have bottles of gasoline and shovels and shit. And he's like, what's all this in my truck? Like, what were you guys doing? And they don't answer. And then his brother's like, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Just thanks for my truck, right?
Just get the fuck out of here.
So his brother gets rid of all the evidence.
Oh my God.
And he doesn't know that he's getting rid of, like, murder evidence or anything.
Yeah, but he'll know later.
Well,
he'll know in 2 weeks when everyone's like, hey, your brother's being questioned.
Well, this is years later, remember? So he's telling this story now.
Sure. But the brother would have known when he got his fucking truck back, and the week later, everyone's looking for a missing girl who your brother fucking hung out with.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. This is one of those scenarios where, like, he knew something was wrong, but he doesn't want to know something's wrong because he doesn't want to be implicated. And honestly, it works out for him because he doesn't get in trouble, but he got rid of all the evidence for them.
God.
He didn't, quote unquote, know he was getting rid of evidence, but he didn't ask, you know?
Yeah.
So he doesn't end up getting in trouble in the end, but he got rid of the evidence for them.
Wow.
So they never really get in trouble, right? Because it goes years. This is Billy's story.
Yeah.
But
he goes on fucking murdering and eating people or whatever.
I guess. I don't know. Whatever the fuck John's doing. But at this point in the story now, we're back to like 1995 when Billy is confessing, right?
Okay.
So he comes in, he calls the detective, he confesses all this. And then the next morning, Billy goes to the police and he turns himself in.
Okay.
So they go looking for John, right?
Yeah.
But John
has since fucking fled town.
Yeah, he got word that all this shit's going on and, you know, that they're starting to question him more. He's starting to get a little nervous, too. And so he skips town to fucking Mexico because his brother lives in Mexico, evidently, or has some property out there. Police don't know this, obviously. But that's where John's at, okay? Of course, authorities don't know where he's at, so they set on this national manhunt, which is launched, and they get, like, fucking Canada and Mexico involved even.
Oh, there you go.
He's a fucking fugitive at this point, and a federal fugitive, and they're trying to find him.
Was he on America's top most wanted or whatever?
I don't really know. I don't think so. Fucking who knows?
Who knows? He's on a fucking list. They're looking out for him.
Yeah, but they're trying to find him, and in the meantime, they get a search warrant for John's grandparents' house, and they go search the house, because that's evidently where the murder took place. Well, his grandparents are like, not in my house, what? But they let the cops in. They were very cooperative.
Yeah.
And very good people, and they feel so bad about everything.
I'm sure. She's like, not on my Italian tile.
Yeah, exactly. So they search the house, and the only thing they find is in the bathroom where Rose was murdered. There was, like, floral wallpaper, and in the print of one of the flowers was a spot of blood that they did not clean up, and they did not see, and they did not notice.
Wow.
After all these years, okay?
Wow.
This is, like, 3 years later, right? So they do the swab. I know.
That shit'll glow.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So they do the swab and they DNA test it and it comes back as Rose's. So now they have some physical evidence of what happened. So they're like, we gotta find John.
Yeah.
Billy's story's actually making sense. Mm-hmm. Then on April 24th, 1996, the police arrest a man, random man, Not related to our story.
Okay.
They arrest a man for planting a bomb in Billy's house.
The fuck? Okay. Billy's still up to no good, huh?
Well,
You don't get a bomb in your house if you're on the up and up.
true, but it's speculated that perhaps John hired this person to blow Billy's family up or whatever, to threaten to intimidate a witness.
Okay.
So that he'd stop testifying against John.
Oh my God.
To, like, not testify, because that's the whole thing, right? Billy's like, I'll tell you everything. I want a deal.
Yeah.
I will testify against him. I want a deal.
He's sober now.
Yeah.
He's ready to get the fuck out.
And John's like, motherfucker, I'm going to kill you before you could do that, or I'm going to hurt your family or whatever. But they intercept it before anything happens, right?
Oh my God.
So that guy serves like 5 years or some shit for planting a bomb. And it's kind of like, alleged that maybe John hired him, or...
But he doesn't say.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Or I guess I didn't really confirm it. So... that all happens in between, right? The police then go to the property where Rose's remains were burned, the Billy Brown's family property, and they're able to recover bone fragments from the ash pit. Like, they didn't get all the ash, but it's so badly burned they can't get any DNA from it, but they can tell that it belonged to a female around the age of 18. Like, it matches everything for Rose.
And he said where it would be. Like,
Exactly. So, a little more evidence to suggest it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then in August of 1996, the police follow John's brother across the border into Mexico. I think they had like Texas ties or something, so they were really paying attention in Texas. But they cross the border into Mexico. They see John's brother go to this house that they didn't even know that he had, and there they find John is hiding out. So they work with the Mexican authorities and they arrest him.
Okay.
And they send him back to the U.S. to stand trial. John Ortiz Kehoe always said he was innocent or whatever, but he obviously gets convicted of murder in April of 1997, and he was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
Good.
Billy pleaded guilty to being an accessory to murder, and in exchange for his testimony, he only had to serve a year. Like, the person who planted the bomb at his house served more time than he did.
Oh, my God.
And Rose's mom has since forgiven Billy. Like, she knew him since he was a kid, but she's since forgiven him. And, like, even goes to Rose's grave and shit with him. They've, like, created a gravestone even though there's no body or anything. Also, I didn't put this in the story because I had read it later and I didn't plug it in. But I had read that between the time of looking for Rose and before Billy admitted to knowing what was going on, they had created this headstone for Rose, and they all got together to go, like, memorialize her or whatever, and Billy was there. And they were talking about, like, he only ever spoke to how kind and forgiving she was.
Fuck you, bro.
And they were, like, sharing memories and shit, and this whole time Billy fucking knew what was going on. Sitting with the brothers and shit. Like, he grew up with them. That's, like, part of his family. He has no loyalty to John. What the fuck? What the fuck?
I couldn't.
I feel so bad. By the way, Rose's family, like, her dad came around, like, the mom, obviously, like, they all corralled to, like, find it. They're good people. It's not like,
of course.
They were like, she just happened to be scrappy because she had to be, you know?
Yeah. I mean, circumstances. And it was the 90s, and the mom was doing what she could. She was working 2 jobs, wasn't home.
God,
she's
we're all still doing it. Yeah.
We were all that kid.
Yeah,
We just didn't get into the drug part of it.
Right? How sad, though.
That's really sad.
So watch out for them crazies, people.
Yeah.
Watch out for them rappers.
I think Billy should have had more time, or should have gotten more time, even with the whole confession and everything.
Right,
I think it's pretty fucked up. Like,
100%. I mean, he covered it up for so long.
If he had came forward, like, within the first couple of months, maybe,
like, I'm getting scared. But he knew he was getting caught, and that's the only reason.
And that's fucked up.
That's super fucked up.
As the mom, I don't think I would forgive, especially just because of that. You sat around for 2 years, 3 years before you came out.
Oh my gosh.
You talked to me that whole time? I was like, do you know where my daughter is? You looked me in the face.
And said, no, I have no idea.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
I know. She's a bigger person than I am.
Yeah.
But I forgot to tell you, this John guy in prison, he's got, like, a fucking podcast. He's got a big old social presence. He's got, like, the Innocence Project trying to get him off or whatever.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
He ate her.
I know, but this is also all Billy's account.
Yeah, that's true.
So I wonder if John's like, there's a different story, but I don't know. I didn't hear his story.
I mean, there could be, I guess.
And he's like, I ain't no snitch.
So is John in prison for life?
Yep.
Okay.
With his podcast. And you can, like, pen pal him and shit. I don't know.
Jesus.
There's a bunch of shit. I didn't put it in there because I don't want you guys giving him the time of day. I don't know that anybody really would. We're all lazy. But you know what I mean. Like,
yeah. Ugh. Well, that's fucking terrifying and sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate it. Thanks.
I hate it too. So if you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to that case, you should go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook. Oh, wait, before I sing us out. We have a package to open. So if you guys want to hear that, hang around after the sign off so that you can hear us chew on things if there's food in there. I don't know. So if you want to check out pictures pertaining to this case, go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Our handle is at ISGD Podcast. You can email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com or snail mail us at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
Please subscribe, rate, and review on whatever platform you listen to. And go tell everybody about us. Love you guys.
Bye.
No, not bye.
Ha.
Ha.
But also, this is from Shayna.
I'm so excited.
Thanks, Shayna.
This is the most decorated box we've ever had shipped.
It is.
Maybe not the most. I mean, it's pretty. Because we've had some bloody ones.
It's from Ohio.
It's so bedazzled. Honestly, I don't know how she...
It starts with a note, how we used to fold them.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that folding in so long. How did you recall?
Girl, you missed the little up arrow. You gotta have a little tab you can pull. You just fold it one extra time right there.
And she's trusting we know. She's trusting we know. Wait a minute, how did you ship this with all the shit on it? One time I put stickers on an envelope and my mail person sent it back to me and was like, you can't mail this. And I was like, these were all my favorite stickers.
What? Really?
Yeah. It was when I was like 11.
Well, she was a bitch.
She was a bitch. Anyway, this is the most decorated box I've ever seen. So...
It says, to my favorite ladies, haven't folded a letter like this since high school.
I don't even know if I remember.
Oh my God. I hope you don't mind that I'm about to read it. So...
Let's
hey,
get
girls.
to it.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. I hope you beautiful ladies enjoy these snacks. Put baggies in the box. Couldn't find smaller portions. My husband told me about your podcast, and I've been addicted ever since. I love hearing the stories about your kids and family. I have 2 daughters and can relate to so many of your stories.
Aww.
You all do such a great job and are killing it. Shannon.
Oh my God, I love her.
Thanks. You're so
Your
cute.
husband told you? What a great guy.
Honestly.
You should keep him forever.
Keep him. Oh, she did have it folded. It tucked in. I'll understand that it wasn't your fault.
I thought that you just meant she didn't put the arrow on it. I was like, girl, she's trusting you know how to open it.
No, it was all the way tucked in.
Ah.
It didn't have the little tab to pull. She's trusting you know how to open it.
Yeah, like you
don't need directions. It comes from your fucking soul. Oh my God, how festive.
Woo! There's a lot of paper in there.
Oh my goodness.
I see the Takis logo. I'm so bummed.
Oh my God, I'm so excited right now.
Thank you so much for sending goodies.
Oh my God, she said I put baggies in because I couldn't find smaller portions.
What a mom!
I just realized what you meant. She put literal bags so we could split them apart. I love you. That's so kind.
Oh my God, what's in here?
Okay, we got...
Where is it from, by the way? Where is she from?
Ohio. Oh my God.
Chocolate?
It looks like it, but look how cute.
Oh my God, they're like puppy chocolates
It's
with
the
mustaches and
House of
construction.
Dorchester.
House of Dorchester. Is that how you say it?
So, I don't know. I thought so. How would you say it?
I don't know.
Purlines! Have you had these?
No.
You haven't?
Oh my God, this is so cute. My
They're
kids are going to
fuck.
want these. I'm just going to...
Sorry.
Yeah, that's so loud. Should I open and we start separating as we go?
Yeah, why not?
Sorry, it's so pretty, but, you know, we got to split.
Here, have the bags.
So pumped!
I can't open it.
Should
a
we
cookie
show?
without a swirl is like a day without the sun.
What a great idea to pack baggies.
It's something
honestly.
my dad would say.
Oh, these are big bags. We're not fucking around.
Girl, it needs to fit these Purlines. Have you I already asked you that.
I have not.
It comes in 2 bags.
I probably had them at your house one time. Oh, that couldn't be more perfect. I probably had them at your house.
You probably did. My dad used to get them all the time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Here, you want a halfer?
I'll let you have 5. Yep. Sorry, this is gonna take forever, guys.
I just really want one of these.
Oh, there's so much chocolate in these. I've had these at your house or like at copy shop.
My mom used to get them too.
Your mom?
It probably was mostly her. My dad just buys them in her memory.
Well, once you get a routine of buying things, you can't just switch it up.
No one eats these anymore.
I'm pretty sure my kids don't
Oh my
even
God.
eat fruit roll-ups anymore. She just got us fucking... She just went grocery shopping.
We got Twix.
Oh my God.
We got Snickers. We got
goldfish.
Goldfish? Girl.
Honestly, we just had a mom shop for us. I'm so excited. This is going to be
on.
perfect today if we hang out later.
I know. Probably gonna bring it on.
Wait
We got pistachios.
Has anybody sweet chili pistachios?
Oh, I didn't even read it.
Has anybody seen a goldfish box like this? It's like a milk carton, but like actually milk carton size, not like the ginormous one.
I was like, why is she so obsessed with the box?
I've never seen one this size.
We got Astro Freeze, freeze-dried candies, Gravity Taffy.
Ooh, let's have some
I was
Gravity
gonna say,
Taffy.
we gotta try this.
Here, I'll just keep splitting up the.
Ooh.
We're like, watch us organize.
I'm nervous.
Why? It's because it's you. Oh my god, they're huge. I want the rainbow one.
Thank you.
Ow! So many things just happened.
What is that on your foot? I don't like these.
I don't like those either, girl. I don't know if you like those. The kids might. What flavor is that I just ate?
Gravity.
Also, I got a fucking. What are these called? What is that called? Spiky ball.
Yeah. Fox. Nope. It's not foxtail. It's a goat's head.
Oh my god, it hurts so bad and I have to pull it out. Remember when you would play hide and seek and one of these would get stuck in your foot and you'd have to sit there sweating on the grass in the middle of summer? Fucking amping yourself to pull one out? That's how I feel right now.
You want me to get it?
No!
Oh, you got it.
I did it. God damn. What are the odds?
What are the odds?
Right,
well, don't put it right
into
back on the
gravity.
floor. Oh, we also got spicy chili and lime tacolitos. We're going to try these too.
First of all, while you're opening that, Gravity Taffy, saltwater taffy bites. So it's saltwater taffy. I don't know what flavor it was, though. That's the problem.
Gravity.
It's the flavor. Assorted flavors may include. What are these?
These are tacolitos. These are bomb. These
Those are the
rolled,
winner.
rolled and bold right here.
I used to eat these
for lunch.
like at the Mexico border, but they
We
were
got-
something else.
We got Takis with the blue heat. Love it. Love it.
Wait a minute. I'm not done with the Gravity Taffy.
Okay, keep going.
It says, because we need to know the flavor, because you
read.
guys, that was gross. Assorted flavors may include. That's the answer.
May include.
Banana, blueberry, watermelon, strawberry, berries and cream, chocolate, caramel apple, caramel swirls, s'mores, PB&J, cookies and cream, peanut butter, blackberry crumble, fruit cereal. What flavor do you think you got? Because I think I got all of them in one.
I think it was probably banana. You're the one that was like, I want rainbow. Let's mix them all. Banana peanut butter. I don't know what it was.
It was fucking weird.
I don't think it was
You
peanut butter.
tasted banana and peanut butter?
No, I don't think it was peanut butter. It was... I don't want to think about it.
When,
I don't remember what it
when
tasted like.
technology lets us send you a taste, I'm gonna
That's
let
the
you
one.
Try it.
I'm going to make our kids eat it later.
Oh, yeah, let's bring all this shit.
Don't let them do it from the pool, though. The whole bag is just going to disintegrate.
Yeah, it is a weird, it's kind of a fun texture. It was very soft. Like it's
freeze-dried,
soaked
yeah.
away. It was like a buttermint. Thin Mint Bites. Oh my God.
Girl Scout Thin Mint Bites.
Dude, I get those from Costco, or
Do
I
you?
have gotten them once from Costco. They're so goddamn good. My favorite is to suck on the outside until the little hard ball's there, and then you suck on the hard ball till it squishes to nothing.
Bitch.
Try it.
All I was going to say is that's how I eat Whoppers, and you think Whoppers are fucking gross.
But this has chocolate and shit on the outside. Whoppers
So
just go
do Whoppers.
straight into it. This has like a mint layer. Oh, they're big. These are bigger than the ones I remember.
These are bomb. I'm going to eat a lot of these.
What's our bomb? What's
We
her
also
name?
got Three Musketeers. Shayna, yeah.
Shayna, you are too good
And
to
Kit
us.
Kat. Because she's...
I get
So
one
kind.
extra Kit Kat.
Bitch.
You got one extra chocolate.
Okay.
I meant Twix.
Oh!
You can have the one extra Kit Kat.
Hershey's Cookies and Cream.
Girl, did you just hit up the fucking candy aisle?
Literally. She was like, those are good. These are good. Don't do the Astro Freeze. If you're shopping for yourself.
I need to know if Shayna likes them, or if she was just like, I don't know, fucking make them eat it.
Why not? She's like, I'd like to see that. It says keep out of heat. I didn't have it in heat.
Oh, good.
Like
No. They're
Calling
normal.
myself.
They're fine. I'm obsessed though. What are the, oh, I love
guacamole chips.
It's like she just knows all her favorite snacks.
Ooh, yeah. Like a little raccoon trap right there.
Oh my God, I'm making like a trash pile over here.
Oh, here.
Oh, genius idea. Did you get everything out of here?
I think so.
Cool.
I love
Trash
these.
pile.
guacamole chips, bomb.com.
Shanana.
No.
Shanana.
Hey, thank you.
Shanana. I don't know.
Shanana.
I'm trying to make it a fun thing.
Shayna. Shayna.
Doesn't sound
My
like I'm doing
neighbor
it right.
growing up was named Shayna. She was like my sister. My bestie.
I have never known a Shayna.
Really? Mm-mm. She always used to get mad because people would call her Shauna or spell her name wrong.
That's not my name.
Call her Shanna.
That's not my name.
She was Shayna.
It's Shayna, bitch.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was like, that's Shayna. I hope your name's not Shauna.
She's like, actually, you've been saying it wrong.
She's like, actually, it's Shauna.
I almost have it all divvied out.
I appreciate that about
Dude,
you.
this
I'm
is
just
the
letting you
best.
work.
You don't even know, girl. We're about to go do a pool party and take all the snacks with us.
Well, half of them. We can take your snacks. Just kidding.
What are you talking about?
It means I want my snacks.
It's for us.
You're right.
There's going to be
But not
one
our
other family
fucking
there,
kids.
and they're not old enough to eat it.
Fair.
I get 3 Snickers. You get 2. Don't worry. I've been doing it based on favorites.
That felt personal.
I just really like Snickers. All right. Do we have it all divvied up?
Yeah.
Girl, what you mean you ain't going to bring your snacks?
I'm bringing my fucking snacks.
What you talking about? You gotta give them to your kids.
Can't get away with
My kids
anything.
get mine.
Do you want some Pure Leans? Oh,
I
you
already
have your
have
other
some.
bag.
I have.
You're right,
Oh,
you're
this
right.
is your bag.
Yeah, give me my bag.
Thanks, Shayna.
Thanks, Shayna.
You guys are so kind. I
appreciate
love how
you.
somehow we've become the food people. Like,
I love that for us.
actually, I prefer it.
Yeah,
This is like the best.
Minus the Astro Freeze. I apologize for gagging in everyone's ear.
I apologize for screaming because I got stabbed in the foot at the exact same time I took a bite of mystery flavor.
That was a lot.
My whole body didn't like anything that was happening.
It was everywhere. All right.
We love you. You're the fucking best.
Appreciate you.
And so is your husband.
Yeah, you guys are both pretty fucking cool.
Bye, guys.
Bye.